Hey, what's up, folks? How's it going? This is Abhijit here, and welcome to Devops Challenge Hub. So let's have a look at today's interview question. Today's interview question is: what is service discovery in Kubernetes? So, as usual, I will discuss about the concept. Then we'll see a small program, demo program, and that will clear your any doubts. And at the end, we'll have quiz, so you can participate in the quiz at the end. So stay till the end. So, what is service discovery in Kubernetes? So we know that Kubernetes assigns dynamic IP addresses to pods. So we can't rely on that address to communicate with the pod because if pod restarts, a new pod comes up, like IP address will be constantly changing, and so it's not fixed IP address. So instead of that, Kubernetes provides a service. Service gives a stable DNS name and IP address that routes traffic to the correct pod. So service which gives stable DNS name and IP address that routes traffic to the correct pod. We have already discussed about service in earlier interview question. So today we talk about service discovery. So let's start with this. So I will show you one example program now. So service discovery in Kubernetes will have two applications. One is front end that will call the backend using service discovery. It won't be using the IP address. It will be using service discovery to call it. So let's create a backend pod YML, and here we have backend pod YML. So this is the kind pod, name is backend, label app backend, container backend, image is HTTP echo, and it will be printing hello from backend if someone ping this thing. Okay, means ping this means someone request service from this. So talks to this pod. So this is backend. Let's deploy this apply minus backend pod. Okay, it's going on. It's taking time. Okay. Then next one is, so deployment is done, and now we are going to create service for backend. Backend service. Yes, pod is created. Now we have backend service. So the kind is service. Selector is backend. So using selector, we are selecting the pod. The service is going to select the pod and protocol TCP port 80, target port 5678. 5678 of the pod. And backend is going to, this service is going to expose 80. So let's deploy this service, backend apply minus F, backend service.yml. And now this will give, now Kubernetes gives a stable DNS name like this, backend hyphen service dot default dot svc dot cluster dot local. So backend hyphen service default is that namespace service cluster local. Namespace service cluster local. Now let's create a front end. We'll use this front end and we'll try to talk to backend. Front end pod YML. Front end pod YML. Here we have front end pod. Name is front end using busybox. Okay, and here we are sleeping for 1 hour so that we can get inside the front end pod and talk to backend. So let's deploy this front end. So front end is deployed, backend is deployed, backend pod is deployed, and backend service is deployed. Okay. Kubernetes get pod, get pods. Kubernetes get okay. Now I think front end is getting created. Front end is running. Yeah, both are running. Front end, backend, both are running. Front end, backend, both are running. And now I will get inside the pod. I have to test the service. So I will do, I need a shell. I will get the shell inside the front end pod. So kubectl exec minus it front end minus sh. kubectl exec minus it front end minus sh. So I will get inside the pod. I got the shell. Now I will call the call backend. So I'm using backend hyphen service. because backend service name is backend hyphen service. So I'll be using this DNS name. So using this service discovery happening. So service got discovered. I got a message hello from backend. Okay. So this is what service discovery where we get a DNS name. DNS using DNS name we can discover the service. We can talk to the service. Uh, so this confirmed DNS service discovery is working via DNS backend service. So service discovery is working via DNS name backend service. So pod backend, that is the actual service provider service that provides stable name and IP. DNS name, that is the backend service .default.sbc.local. And then finally the frontend pod, that is the client that calls the service. Okay, let's have a look at the quiz today. What is the primary purpose of service discovery in Kubernetes? To create a new pod dynamically, to automate, expose pods to the internet, to allow pods to communicate without hardcoding IP. Yeah, so answer is C. To allow pods to communicate without hardcoding IPs. What happens if a pod is restarted and it gets a new IP address? Communication will fail. Service continues to route traffic to new pod IP. The service must be recreated. DNS will not work anymore. We know that even if pod restarts, new IP comes up, service will continue to route traffic to the new pod. Service continues to route traffic to the new pod because service is selecting the pod by the name. It doesn't matter pod, whatever pod IP address changing on. And you can talk to the service. Service DNS name is not changing and service will route the traffic to pod. What command can you use inside a pod to test service discovery? To test service discovery, you can use, we have seen wget or curl. We can use curl, we can and or wget to test the service discovery. The way we ran wget minus q0 minus get hyphen q0 hyphen http backend server. So you can use wget or curl command. Okay. So that's it for today. Hope you like this video and please subscribe to my YouTube channel and also follow my Devops Challenge Hub where I post quiz daily and you can participate in the contest and also follow my WhatsApp channel. And thank you for watching this video. See you again in the next video.